So here we go. You guys might recall, if you followed us at all, we hyped the shit out of this game.
Did.
I'll start things off by saying, it mostly delivered, although all the major sites slammed this game. This game's got like a 50% Metacritic on like the major review guys for this. So, okay, so just to go over real quick, so you play as this detective, Ronan O'Connor.
Developed by Airtight Games.
Which is
no longer.
And unfortunately, they got closed right after the game released, as seems to be the trend with, that's how it goes these days. If you don't make a good game that makes money or at least breaks even, it doesn't look good for you.
Yeah.
So you play as Ronan O'Connor here. He's a detective, and right at the beginning of the game, he gets killed, and then you got to figure out, what the hell happened. Who's the guy that killed you? Why did he do it? Is there some other stuff going on here? Is there a conspiracy? What the hell?
I played Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, is that what it is? I'm not sure. Yeah. I didn't play. What the hell?
That is like the same story.
I'll start things off. Okay, so this type of game, I think this is really based on like the old point and click adventure games. I mean, this isn't like a friggin' third person shooter, or this isn't like, this isn't an action game in the least. There's some kind of actiony parts where you fight these demons that are in the game.
Which I didn't like whatsoever. To me, that was like the big part of the, as far as gameplay elements, if we're going right into that, I found that to be kind of unnecessary. It's kind of like, well, we do have some kind of action type elements in the game, but to me it was just kind of thrown in and thrown together.
They're really spread out. Now the thing I want to bring up too, okay, so what you do is, I think, Tom, weren't you saying when you played the demo, or you played this game in an earlier stage, you sneak up on the demons and then you possess them and then break them apart from the inside? Yeah. Is that what they did?
You have to use you have to do like a QTE to like rip them apart and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I think they changed it because you don't inhabit the demons and like destroy them from the inside. You just you still have to get them from behind, but there's a QT prompt that comes up and you just capture them and then they get ripped apart from outside. So I think that's one of the things we should touch on. I think this game went through a bunch of evolutions where they just changed a ton of shit, because we did get to see it before it released multiple times. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What I can tack on to that, the pacing here, really, really slow. So in general, what you're going to do in this game, you walk around, you investigate some stuff, you get some clues about some stuff, you select the right clues to complete an investigation, so that's kind of what you're doing. It'll put you in an area and say, okay, you got to investigate this shit. So
I didn't have a problem with that, like we're seeing right here.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have a problem with that. I wish, instead of those action parts, I wish they had more puzzle elements to it. It was more just like a puzzle-esque game. But yeah, I thought the story was good, and I liked the characters and everything. But that was the gameplay elements. That main gameplay element, I don't know. I feel like it definitely hurt it.
Yeah, I want to get into the story because I think that's one of the game's strong points. But let's wrap this one up first, though. So this is pretty much the whole base of the game.
Yeah.
Is doing this stuff, and then so he's possessed the cop here, and that's kind of, you can
you can possess, you can influence, you can peek, and you have to put different clues together and stuff to move forward.
This right here though, this is did you understand this? Because you see how you get the badges on the bottom. There's only one answer to all of these things that you're doing. So this jackass didn't pick the right one. Now he's gonna do it over. But I don't think I think the badges on the bottom are some type of rating. But even if I screwed stuff up, I didn't see that affecting anything. So I don't know what the point to that was.
I didn't see any point to it either.
So in general, this is what you do though. So once you have the clues lined up, you just pick the right ones in the screen it showed a minute ago, and you finish the investigation and it says, okay, cool, now you got to go do this other thing. You move to the next area. They do mix the demons in certain parts. So they'll do that, but then it's just the same stuff. It just repeats that sequence over and over again. So there's not I think once you're 2 or so hours in, you're just there for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, and then the thing that got me, some of those clues, like we just said, it shows that view where there's just fragments of them. Some of those you have to pick them in the right order, which I thought was stupid, because there are a lot of times where it asks you a question and it says, okay, select the clue based on what the game is asking. And there was a whole bunch of times where I'd be sitting there, I'd get it wrong, and I'd be like, well, what is the game asking? I didn't get what the hell the thing was going for. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of problems as far as that goes.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close to that. I want to mention too, man. This friggin' investigation footage just keeps going. It's the same shit. Did you know there were a couple cool touches I want to mention? Did you notice these? There's one of the NPCs, because it's a Square Enix published game. One of the NPCs makes a joke about, what's the name of that game about a woman who raids tombs?
Oh yeah,
Everyone says that.
Yeah, and then I saw like was it Just Cause, the posters in the police station.
Yep, that's another one.
It's cool. There's a few cool things, like as far as like you can also help out like other ghosts, and whether it's like
that was something I liked.
You have to help, like one you had to like help find like a ghost body or like see what happened to her, and the other one you had to find. There was one other ghost who ended up being like a hero, like that story. But there's also the collectibles, which were called like ghost stories. If you collect enough of these like relics, you get like a little ghost story, and actually they're pretty well written and they're short too. So I don't know. So those are. I noticed I found like once I got that first ghost story, I found myself looking for more of those because there's a whole bunch of them. So, but they are like well written, and so if you do end up playing those, you should definitely try to collect those.
That was actually kind of a mixed bag for me because if I hate I cannot stand friggin' collectibles. Why is that such a trend in games nowadays?
No, it's not, but you don't have to. I know it's like I was just doing it if I came across them, but like there's a whole bunch of them. Like what's his girlfriend's name?
Julia.
Yeah. So like you can see like find her thoughts.
Oh yeah, it was like about their relationship.
Backstory, but the only ones I was really going after were like the ghost story ones because like I said, they had just a different element and a cooler element to the
sure.
story.
No, I agree. The stories, the side stories, it ticked me off because, like I said, I just cannot stand the damn. This is good. We should mention this. You get to possess the cat.
That was a cool part.
So the cat can move into. This helps you get into different areas that like might be blocked off, or there might be demons or other bullshit in the way. So the cat can get into smaller areas. You just possess the cat, and then you actually play. You can control the cat, so you can just move around and get to where you need to go. That was cool. That was another way they did manage to mix it up. But yeah, back to the collectibles and those. Yeah, I would have liked to have found more of those so I could have gotten all those stories. Because you're right, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll mention one last thing. The other nods to the other Square franchises. Did you notice in the police station there's a bunch, like all the monitors have the Deus Ex Human Revolution title
I
screen.
noticed that too.
And like there was one where like there's like one guy he's like actually working, but it's like sitting there at the title screen. So. That collectibles crap, man. I don't know. Yeah, you know what I wish they had done? The side cases where you like help out the other ghosts. There were only a few of those in there. I wish they had put more of them because that was cool. Yeah. That was like
I liked them. They were short too, so it wasn't like a whole. It wasn't a whole like a big like undertaking or anything like that. So yeah, they were pretty short. But at the same time, I did really enjoy them.
All right, so let's get to the bad. The cons, I guess we should say. So, okay, I played this on 360. This game runs like absolute shit on the 360.
I played on the PS3, and I got stuck a few times. And I had to start over.
Oh my god,
it was annoying. I also thought the load times in the game I thought they were pretty long. They were like I was waiting there for a few minutes just for the game to load. I won't say a few minutes. Like I would say like. I don't know. It was long though. You know what I mean? Like
it was long enough where you noticed it.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's true. I did like if I wanted to replay something or if I wanted to do something I did notice that in between areas, like between cutscenes and stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I had because I can't speak for the PS3, but like the 360, it was just stuttering. Like it would hitch and stuff, and it would like the screen, there'd be screen tearing, and like it wasn't like completely unplayable, but like it was bad. I was like, and it depended on like if I was in the hub area or if I was in like it didn't do it all the time, but when it was doing it, it would do it really bad, and I'd be like, how is this type of shit? Like this is not like it's not like the 360 just came out and they're just getting used to the engine. It's like this is Unreal Engine 3 and they've been working with this for like what 7 or 8 years.
Yeah,
like come on, like
now.
how does something like this get out of QA in that condition? Like what the shit? I was playing that. I was like, is something wrong with my 360? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
I installed the game in the hard drive, and like usually that'll solve a lot of dumb bullshit problems like loading and stuff. And they just didn't optimize it, or they just had some weird problem.
Yeah.
So that was friggin' stupid. The hard freezes. the friggin' autosave, like, there was one investigation that I completely missed. Like, I went to deal with some demons because it was like, okay, investigation. I could hear them like yelling, like off like on another side of the building. I was like, well, I'll go fight with them or whatever and deal with that first. And then I bypassed an entire investigation because when I went back to the room, like the prompts were gone. So yeah, here you can see so this is the combat.
This is like, to me, like I've been saying, like this is the worst part. They do a lot, as you can see here, like you can distract the demons by like utilizing the crows, and then you can defeat them that way.
That at least gets them to turn their backs.
Crows?
Yes,
there's a lot of random crows hanging out.
Yeah, not always. They added in like later on, so you have to take on some demons like I think in the beginning stages of the game. But yeah, once the crows are involved, and you notice did you see those things he was hiding in? Those are like remnants or they're like ghost tears or something. So you could that's your only chance. You have to hide in there because if the demons come, they just kill you.
Okay.
So, but I remember I got stuck once. Like the distance between one like ghost remnant to another was so far away, and the ghost caught me. But there's no run. You can't run. It's all you just walk. So I kept getting killed over and over again. So I don't know.
Oh yeah,
that was in the cemetery, and I was just like, this is.
Oh
super
yeah.
frustrating.
There were a bunch of them in the cemetery. Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been saying, I think that part was just like so useless.
This guy is a dumbass. Like, look at this.
Just picking random
shit.
Oh,
whatever. Just help me get to. Yeah. So I mean, just bugs and the autosave. Like that's I cannot stand it. There's been a couple. I think Assassin's Creed 2 was the last one I played that had it, where it's like the game has one save slot. It's got autosave. You can't make separate save files. So if you want to go back and do anything, forget it. You're watching it on YouTube, or if you want to do something different, tough shit, start the game over. I hate that. Why? Okay, have a friggin' save file. Why can't I go back and do it? That's the stupidest thing ever.
2014, Square Enix.
And then if your shit gets corrupted, what the hell do you do? Start the game over? That friggin' got me. And then there was one time I possessed an NPC, not during an investigation or anything. It's just walking around outside the police station. I possessed an NPC, and I was like, okay, whatever, read their thoughts or whatever. But then the prompt where it allows you to exit, it wasn't there, and I was just stuck. The NPC was just walking around.
Do you remember that where that little that girl ghost you have to follow at one point?
Yeah.
There was one point you're up in that top building, and she goes away, but then her body just stops, and I caught up to her, and I was like, no functions were working whatsoever.
Oh,
I restarted it, and I realized she wasn't even supposed to be standing there. So the game would screw up like that a bunch. I don't know.
And that's the thing. I'm wondering if, I gotta think that the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC versions probably aren't as bad. I don't know. This might be the type of thing where they had some other group, port it over or do whatever. Yeah. But I thought they were this didn't start out as a next gen game. This was going to be on 360, PS3, and PC from the beginning. So I thought the next gen ports were after the new systems were released. So I honestly don't know what happened here, but that's not good, and that's going to affect the friggin' score. So is there anything else we can add to that? Yeah, I'll say the whole thing with the NPC, that was friggin' stupid. I had to restart the entire system for that, and I had some hard crashes too from that, where the game would just lock up, and I'd be like, okay, shit, restart it, awesome.
Yeah. I don't know.
So before we wrap it up, I want to say there's not a whole lot of replay value here, because it's you go through the story and then
that's pretty much it.
You already know what's going to happen. So there's no multiple difficulty setting or whatever. No. It's you're gonna get your one playthrough with this one, and I think that's going to really be it. So let's put the scorecard up.
Yeah, rent, borrow. The story's cool. As Tom would say, it's not worth the hype. See what I did there? See what I did there? See what I did there? No.
But this game doesn't look that fun. I honestly don't even want to go through the trouble of renting it after you guys described it. I don't know.
No, it's cool, but they try to I feel like they try to market it differently. Like I said, if they made it a point and click adventure, with maybe if they did this kind of like a Walking Dead style, was episodic content like that. I think it might be. Honestly, they focus really on story, and you had to do puzzles, I think it would have been a little bit better. But they try to add, like, they try to cater to everybody, and I wish they just catered to like a core audience, like people who like point-and-click adventures. And also, I noticed a lot of the cinematics. You know how you had the choices to choose certain dialogue options? I felt like that was another, like, I feel it was like super choppy.
That wasn't fleshed out at all.
Whatever. It was like you'd be like, I don't know, like, where does your mother work? And then it would be like, so your mother, like, I don't know, the conversations of options you would have would be so like choppy.
You know what?
I
I forgot to mention that. You're right. I almost wanted to say, like, if it felt like they wrote it a certain way, and then they're like, oh shit, we got to change this. And
we gotta give them options or whatever.
Yeah,
but I'd rather them just have like one fluid cinematic.
It didn't fit right.
So it's like they shoehorned in like the dialogue options just because people love dialogue options. Let's put it in the game.
Well, not only that, it was almost like they they changed a bunch of shit and they had to like redo it, and it was like, oh, we have to stuff this response in here because we didn't record anything else, or so like.
Yeah.
This game sounds like a
the way I want to wrap this up though, like even with that all considered, I don't think this was worth the friggin' 50% that everybody else was giving. This was a solid game. It had some issues. If you're gonna check this out, definitely get it on PC or one of the next gen systems. But yeah, just go in knowing it's a slow-paced game. It's more of the point and click, or like not more adventure side. I almost said action adventure.
Yeah.
It's not really action unless you count the stuff with the demons and stuff. But I think they put that in there just to break things up. So one is just, all right, look at this clue and the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
I was not okay. We we mentioned before, we did hype the hell out of this. It looked awesome. I honestly wasn't disappointed with it. I thought it was decent. So
yeah, it was okay.
Solid rental. But that's Murdered Soul Suspect.